Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Samina Pasha to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Samina Pasha's words. We'll talk once again about the ongoing war between Iran and Israel and also discuss how Pakistan is being impacted by this conflict. We'll tell you that today, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has released a white paper, and what's mentioned in that document, how it exposes the performance of the government. We'll present that to you too. Alongside that, we'll also talk about a recent offer from Donald Trump and also briefly discuss the protest held by PTI in the United States. There's quite a lot in this vlog, so I request you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's begin with the ongoing war between Israel and Iran. You already know the story. The attacks from both sides have begun again. Now, an important point is this. You will often see those who are staunchly against Iran saying that Israel is achieving great success, that it has caused massive destruction. They will share only those images and reports that highlight Israel's dominance. On the other hand, you will see Iran's supporters only sharing updates showing Iran in a victorious light, as if it has obliterated everything. But the truth is, war is war. When both sides are attacking each other, then obviously losses occur on both sides. So you can't say only Israel is being harmed, nor can you say that only Iran is suffering. The losses are on both ends. But what's the important point? That's what I'll tell you. If Iran is harmed, if Israel launched a major attack on Iran, then that's not surprising. That's expected because Israel is far ahead in technology. It is backed by superpowers and supported by other Western countries. It's a rich nation with vast resources. So, if you hear that Israel attacked Iran and caused heavy damage, it's not shocking news. But what is shocking? It's shocking when you hear that Israel has suffered. When you see videos of Israel's major cities and buildings in ruins, that's shocking. When you see Israelis screaming, running for shelter, panicking to save their lives, people who just a few days ago were celebrating victories and blowing trumpets, that is unusual. What happened with Iran isn't unexpected. It's expected that a stronger nation might defeat a weaker one. But when the weak strikes back and causes real damage, that's when it becomes news. So the real headline is not whether Iran won or Israel won. The headline is Iran dared to challenge Israel's power. That is the real news. Let me explain it simply. The real issue arises when fear takes over. When fear captures your mindset, you become defeated before the battle even begins. You start calculating. They have 300 fighter jets, and we have 4 or 5 outdated ones. You look at their advanced defense systems, their military infrastructure, and conclude we've already lost. But remember Allama Iqbal's verse, if you're a disbeliever, you trust in the sword. But if you're a true believer, you fight even without it. This means a disbeliever relies on physical power, weapons, wealth, tech, but a believer relies on faith. Even without a weapon, he fights with conviction. If he dies fighting in the way of God, he believes that victory is still his. This spirit makes all the difference. Now, you might say I'm talking philosophically or quoting books, but no, I'll prove to you this isn't just theory. Look at Israel's preparations, its immense resources. No one dares challenge it out of fear. Everyone is busy protecting themselves, avoiding confrontation. People say, if we engage, Israel will destroy us too, and thus fear paralyzes them. That's when you realize you're sitting in a defeated mindset. Let me give you a recent example. Look at the tensions between India and Pakistan. Economically, militarily, India is far ahead. Its army is 3 times the size of Pakistan's. It has better equipment and far more resources, so on paper there's just no comparison. And for a long time India acted like a giant that no one could even shake. But what happened? In just a few hours that arrogance was shattered. Why? Because when you enter a battlefield with faith in God, you are helped by God. Even with limited resources, that passion, that divine help empowers you. And Pakistan, a geographically smaller and financially weaker country, silenced India. So, the same thing is happening between Iran and Israel. Yes, Iran suffered. Its army chief was taken out, top scientists and leadership targeted, killed in attacks. But what did Iran do? Did it collapse in grief? No. They stood up. declared they would respond however they could. They didn't say, "Oh no, we lost someone important, we're finished." No. They said, "If we die, it will be with honor, not by begging for mercy." They broke the myth that some individuals are irreplaceable. Institutions matter, not personalities, and Iran rose again, hit back, and challenged the myth that Israel is untouchable. Israel, living in its illusion of power, didn't expect such a massive blow, but it happened. And now, it is looking around confused, asking, "What do I do now?" Even if the material damage to Israel is less than Iran's, the psychological damage is massive. Its aura of invincibility is broken. Buildings can be rebuilt. Israel has the money, and if it doesn't, America will fund it. Israel is like America's foster child. But the real damage, the fear Israel imposed, the bullying power, that image has been shattered. People are happy seeing Israel take a beating, not because of hatred, but because the neighborhood bully was finally hit back. This is the current scenario. After what happened in Gaza, people are happy that Iran has dared to challenge Israel's arrogance. Whatever the final outcome may be, that remains to be seen. How many resources Iran has and how long it can sustain this war is uncertain. But one thing is clear, at least for once, it has definitely challenged the bullying behavior. Iran didn't say that Israel is untouchable, so let's just not respond. It is very important for adversaries to know that if they attack any country unjustifiably, they may also face serious retaliation. Now the situation is such that Israel is looking towards America for support. But what statement did America give? The United States said, "What can we do? We have no involvement in this." It seems that the situation has made America realize that if Iran starts targeting United States installations, military bases and embassies, or even civilians, then war is essentially at their doorstep. Naturally, no one wants their own people to be harmed or suffer losses, so they said, "We're not involved." But at the same time, they issued a warning. If Iran attacks us, then we will respond so strongly that Iran will learn its lesson. But why would Iran attack the United States without cause? Iran has clearly stated that if other countries stay out of it, they have no issue. But if they, alongside Israel, attack Iran, then Iran will retaliate against any country, be it Britain, France, or the United States, wherever they get the opportunity. Also, Iran did not initiate this conflict with Israel. It was Israel that attacked first, and Iran responded. Now, Donald Trump's statement is particularly important. He said that while the United States has no direct involvement, if Iran attacks them, they'll respond. But he also said he can broker a deal between Israel and Iran. Trump should probably be called the deal maker now, as he seems fond of brokering deals between countries. He tried between Russia and Ukraine, Pakistan and India, and now Israel and Iran. He said he could make a deal between Israel and Iran. But the thing is, talks were already scheduled between the United States and Iran. Negotiations were supposed to take place on Sunday. However, before that could happen, Israel carried out an aggressive attack. Iran had already shown willingness to talk. They were not seeking war. Iran also made a statement: if Israel stops its continued attacks, Iran will consider halting its retaliatory strikes. They made it clear they are not war-hungry, but will not remain silent if Israel keeps attacking. They've explicitly said that even if it means their destruction, they would rather fight and die with dignity than surrender. I believe that if this war continues for another 2 or 3 days and Israel continues to suffer losses, there will likely be efforts toward a ceasefire. Some countries might step in to mediate a settlement. Of course, Israel will try to portray it as if they were in the upper hand to preserve their aura of dominance. But that illusion has now been shattered badly. They now realize the cost of underestimating Iran's response. The key point, as I said in the beginning, is this. If we all just surrender without resistance, that's the real defeat. Imagine if all Islamic countries united just on this one point, not to accept Israel's bullying. Then it would be a matter of just 2 days before things change drastically. You may think I'm being naive or idealistic, but I'm not. It's not necessary to form a military alliance like NATO to confront Israel. There are many modern strategic methods to pressure countries without going to war. The biggest card today is the economic card, the trade card. Look at how much the United States is investing in Arab countries, billions of dollars. These Arab nations are blessed by God with the resource of oil. The West needs oil to run its economies, so ultimately they depend on these countries. If they just agreed to stop supplying oil to those who bully them, that alone could cripple such aggression. If one country refuses to supply oil, another shouldn't jump in for profit. Rather, a united front saying no oil until the aggression stops could be highly effective. It would be a major issue for those relying on this resource. But as I said, the key is unity. This ties into Iran's threat to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, a move that drew concern from Britain. The Strait of Hormuz is a vital maritime route only about 20 to 21 miles wide. On its northern shore is Iran, and on the southern shore are countries like Oman and the UAE. About 20% of the world's oil trade passes through this strait. If it were to be blocked, the global economic impact would be huge. Just the mention of this from Iran caused panic. This proves that Iran also holds powerful cards, and even without direct military confrontation, diplomatic and economic strategies can force the other side to the table. Now, attention must be paid to how this entire matter develops and which terms are put forward for resolution. I believe Donald Trump will try to mediate, though he's often unpredictable. One day he supports one side, the next day another. He now realizes that Iran's response was far more effective than they had anticipated, so this much is now clear. Now coming to the next topic, the matter of PTI, or Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Today, PTI released a white paper, primarily in response to the recently announced government budget. The document evaluates the government's performance and presents a comparison with key economic indicators from PTI's time in office. They highlighted the economic crisis that began post-2022, comparing prices of essential commodities from then to now. They showed that indicators of economic health were significantly better during PTI's tenure. Additionally, they pointed out a severe crisis in agricultural goods and raised concerns about Pakistan's looming food security issues. They noted a sharp rise in unemployment, citing statistics from various national institutions and independent reports. This white paper is a commendable effort from PTI. It's standard practice for opposition parties to release such documents to critique the current government's performance. PTI's white paper presents a comprehensive comparison, a kind of performance post-mortem. It exposes key figures and challenges the narrative put forward by the government. That wraps up our translation of Samina Pasha's video. I hope this English version helped you understand her message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.